boys and girls. Today for reading, I have a very special story I want to share with you. For reading, we are going to take a trip into our reading area. So if we look around our classroom, our cubbies, and I'm going to bring you right over here to the reading area. So it hasn't quite got books on it yet, but here's where you get to sit to read your stories. I have scoop seats, bean bags, soft chairs. So this is where I'm going to read the story to you at. I'm going to sit in the reading area. Alrighty. So today's story is the story of the 7 teaching animals. So we've talked a little bit about the 7 teachings. So far we've learned about the eagle. And the eagle represents love. So the story of the 7 sacred teaching animals. And the author is Kurt Bobby. Remember, the author is the person that writes the words in our story. And the illustrator is Eric Peters. The illustrator is the person that writes the drawings in our stories. And together, they work together as a team to make these books. All right. Long ago, the 7 grandfathers decided to send the Anishinaabe people some important teachings to help them live the good way of life. The young boy was chosen to receive the grandfather teachings of love, respect, courage, honesty, humility, wisdom, and truth. Many saw these teachings were carried by different animals. Let's see. So, the first animal, this is the one we've practiced before this week, the last 4 weeks, is love. The eagle carries love, the teaching of love, and the eagle flies into the sky and brings with it the Creator's love. So there's our Migizi and love Zagi Idwin. Our next teaching is the bison. Here's our animal, our bison. The bison carries the teaching of respect. The bison is large and powerful animal, but also has a gentle and giving nature. Anishinaabe people have always shown the bison respect. Because when they hunted the bison, they make sure that they used all the pieces of the bison, that they didn't waste anything. That is one way that they showed respect when using this animal. All right, here's our next one. Oh, and I almost forgot to say, Mashkure Bijiki, bison or buffalo. Mashkure Bijiki means the prairie cow. Here's our next animal, the Makwa. The Makwa carries the teaching of courage. The bear. The bear is fearless and brave and will face any challenge with courage. Here's our Makwa. And he represents courage, the bear. The next teaching is honesty. The Sabe carries the teaching of honesty. The Sabe remains hidden, but reminds the Anishinaabe people to be honest in all that they say and do. So here's my little Sabe, my Bigfoot. And he represents honesty. Here's our next teaching, the Maingan, the wolf. The Maingan carries the teaching of humility. The wolf lives in a pack, and when playing with others or working for the good of the pack, it shows humility. So here's my little Maingan, my little wolf, who represents humility. Our next teaching, so we're up to 5 teachings now. This is our 6th. The beaver carries the teaching of wisdom. Oh, he's kind of got his teeth sticking out there. The beaver creates a home and a dam to make the better life for itself. Now that's wisdom. So it learns all the different ways to use nature on how to provide for himself. And the beaver is called a mick. They got these really big flat tails and those two big buck teeth, a Mick. Our last teaching, the Mickinock, carries the teaching of truth, the turtle. The turtle is one of the oldest animals on the planet, and it is a reminder that a person must understand all of the 7 teachings to know the truth. So here's my little Mickinock. He's kind of hiding in his shell right now. There he is. See, there's my Mickinock, and he represents truth. The 7 grandfathers gave the Anishinaabe people these teachings: love, respect, courage, honesty, humility, wisdom, and truth. It was important to the Anishinaabe people to have all of these teachings in their lives. Only a person following all of the 7 teachings can live the good way of life. Meno not tiziwen. Meet you. The end. So remember in our teachings, you guys remember what happened, who was first? The Migizi was first. Migizi represents love. Next was the Mushkure Bijiki. The buffalo represents respect. Makwa, the bear, he represents courage. And the Sabe, he represents honesty. Maingan represents humility. And Mickinock represents wisdom. And we need all of these to live the good life. Thanks for listening to my story, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. And remember, how can you use these 7 teachings in your life?